against a Princess Frost. The Princess Frost with the very strong, very big area of effect with the winters here. But the new one, as the time goes, with the inhalation, the amount of damage that the new one can deal makes it a very mid to late game hero.
Yeah, the Celestial is one of the...
very different styles.
For me, the Celestial on the hands of Senko, it's actually one of the prime picks in this meta. I would say that she's definitely S tier in terms of late game. Sure, you can say that early game for wave clear is pretty bad, not to say good, but if you're into certain matchups like a Princess Frost, it's still okay because both of your wave clears are pretty mediocre, which equates it into a 50-50.
Let's look at the rotations in here. Look at that. Like they clean wave and then immediately come and try to put pressure over here on CC on the channel. So we will be seeing a lot of that. Junglers just doing what the junglers do. But look at that, Lu being taken extremely low. He's gonna have to run away of that.
Yeah, no common spells being popped by both ends here, but Lu getting the better end of that trade. Gerald has to limp away back towards mid lane with a sliver of health here as we see towards the bottom side here. L getting pushed back by the creation block here, going dangerously low here, so both roamers have to back off here. But Zan and also Lu, they don't have innate healing like L on the Diadea Bond Weaver, so that's gonna be a relatively good news for the Dominator duo.
Is to give.
Playing at the edge of the HP bars right now, and like they're just trying to calculate all of the damage. They're playing the numbers game right now at this moment in time. Look at that, they've moved and it's already been a whole minute that they have had that 3v3 over there at the farm lane. Nothing that, no rotations whatsoever to the mid, allowing KX just to take full control of the gold.
I think that's a scary thing about CC, right? Every single rotation that we've seen from KAGENDRA is to suppress CC, making sure that Zan doesn't have a horrible time in farm lane. As long as Zan safely scales 3 items, then laning phase doesn't really matter. But if Zan falters in laning phase, that's gonna be a pretty big issue, especially if you're playing a hero that's super late game here. Lu checks the bush, has the invincible passive on towards the spell, doesn't get crowd control here. CC spawns the wolf pack here, forces Zan to back away towards safety here. We see this 3v3 yet again. Isaac is revolving around the farm lane.
It's just revolving around here, and the problem is that Facer cannot make it on time just to try to capitalize out of those fights, right? Like it's been very difficult for Facer to really understand the timing of those little fights, because if he could actually come in with his ulti, he could have caught 1 or 2 kills at least.
That's the thing, right? Whereby early game jungle actually doesn't gank that much. It's really revolving around the mid and roam to create chances for the team. And once after 4 minutes, that's where junglers start having the Axe of Torment, the first 2 items Power Spike. That's where they actually start being more active on the map. So it's down to the mid and roam this game. Gerald, L from side Dominator, Senko and Lu from the side of KAGENDRA to look for those early plays. And at the very least, this early game is that 3v3 in towards the bottom side. No one is giving a single edge towards either side.
No one is just allowing an option here. Look at that, the mirror domain is going to be procced one more time. It is just trying to force them away. For TNX, that mirror domain is going to be a very important skill. It's not going to happen open, and right now in 8 seconds, the objectives are going to be online.
Yeah, that's a painful cooldown to be committed coming in from the Dominator jungler, but we do see Facer not putting too much focus on towards the Tyrant here. We do see Duke to the Death pop over towards top Z. Have to force the flash, but a good Sage Might locks Facer in place. And on towards the flip side here, we see TNX securing the objective safely for the team. Pops the mirror domain, locks on towards Lu. Lu using the Tremor Smash to bail himself out towards safety here. Gerald has a position, freezes Lu, drops the Winters here, gets the first blood for Dominator Esports, opens up the bot side of the map.
Right over there on the edge of that frigid prison, Lu thought that he was safe, but he was caught in day by Gerald. Gerald with that millimetric precision allows him to take that first blood in here for Dominator Esports.
towards the top side here. Solid has to commit the flash here. Top Z using the Sage Might, locking Solid in towards its place here. But still early game, Fuzi doesn't commit too much of the damage here. But hang on a moment though, with those passive refreshes here, this is super duper close. Is he going for the dive here? He's capable of doing so. But check out the rotations here. Kagendra needs to defend their Clash lane here. So a big rotation bails Solid out, and he is alive for another day.
Right over here, Dominator Esports a little bit with the advantage. I'm not loving the performance by FaZe on that Musashi right now. He had a very big advantage over here for the objectives, and he decided not to take that. First top Z came in, but look at that.
On towards PNX, and right now we see Solid being frozen in the midst of everything here, but no.
We are back. We're back online. It's our game, KSI4. We are gonna retake the game back again over here as we hit the 6 minutes mark.
At the 6 minute mark, we do see Kagendra losing out a 1,000 gold deficit in towards the hands of Dominator Esports. Topside turret looks to be in shambles coming in from Kagendra, and on the flip side, TNX perfectly catches the wave crumbling into that bot tower. So at the very least, this part of the game is looking very Dominator heavy, and take a look at this part of the map. They're looking to invade this Crimson Gold. TNX gets it, swaps out with the mirror, and is out alive. A smooth criminal.
It's smooth, very suave over there. Look at that solo as well, just coming in, being taken extremely low. That's gonna be Top C, the one that is gonna be ganking. So 3v1, he's gonna have to flash away. Zan is going to take on CC. CC is going to fall, but Top C is able to run away.
But in terms of objectives, losing out the mid turret and at the brink of losing the bottom tower, sure, take CC. We got all 3 towers from all across the map. This is a horrible exchange for Kagendra. Dominator is winning the map so hard.
I will take that, man. I'm telling you, if it is gonna have to take my marksman's life, it's alright as long as I can just trade that for 3 different turrets all over the map. Look at that one more time. It's going to be Dominator Esports, the ones that are in control of the game right now.
Yeah, this is looking pretty difficult for Sada Kagendra, but they do have really good late game insurance in the form of Zan and Senko. The Celestial, the Steady Will, very good in that late game, so we can see signs of hope as long as the goal doesn't break over that 4 to 5k marker for Sada Dominator.
You bring in a very interesting topic, right, Sagi? Because if Kagendra can just kind of just keep pushing it and pushing it and push it, we've already seen in previous games when that Flowborn Marksman is online what it can do. As we can see right now, one more time, the Golem is going to be the target, and it's going to be another steal by TNX. He's got it that on time.
He's paying back for whatever FaZe did to him in that previous game here. But mid lane here, Annihilation catches on towards Gerald here. Beautiful engage coming in from FaZe due to the death. Mirror Domain catches on towards no one here. It's just a wave here to Zan. Has to back away as this TNX build is looking for a tanky Jing. But you can see, that's the aggression that I want to be seen coming in from FaZe and Solid. This 2 combination needs to find more room for Kagendra if they want to break this game open.
Exactly. I completely agree with you in that, Sagi. They need to do things. They need to come in and start breaking stuff. If they don't break stuff and they just let this keep going, nothing is gonna happen. They have a very good option. Movement around. Just get some dynamic in here, and then you'll be able to see that it's gonna pay off for them.
Right now it's looking really 50-50 between these 2 teams. It's coming down to execution later on in team fights. The Top Z gets the first kill, but panning on towards the top side here. We see FaZe yet again finding another engager. But backline, we see TNX jumping in with the Mirror Domain. Catches on towards Zan. But this is a tank Jing. There's no real damage to be frightful about. They do trade jungle for jungle, but in terms of overall kills, Kagendra takes it 1 for 2 in this exchange.
TNX had his eyes on Zan. Zan was taken extremely low, but the problem is that TNX did not have the critical damage that he needed. If he would have had in there a tiny bit more of damage, Zan would have been got out of the equation, and probably TNX would have survived that gank. It was not on that turn. He chosen to go for the tanky build for that Jing. So it's a very big problem because he's just keep dying one more time.
It gives you more room to survive, but it also takes away the burst damage potential on the Jing.
Yes.
But it's give and take, right? He chose that lifestyle and he is slightly punished for it, but right now, 10 minutes. Shadow objectives are all across the map. We see movements coming in from both teams wanting to look at this Shadow Tyrant. This fight may be breaking out in a short moment.
Already 50% on that Shadow Tyrant, and then Facer is so far away from the battle that it's gonna be free. It's gonna be a free Dark Tyrant for DMT.
That was relatively an easy one with zero contention coming in from KAGENDRA. Goal lead wise, they are down to 50-50, but Facer gives up entirely of their control. Saleh gets checked on that push. We do see a push being formulated by Dominator members on mid and top of this map.
Their target is gonna be the Flash Lane Tier 2 turret, and it's going to fall as the minions are gonna put some pressure on the high ground. They might not have the formation to actually do anything here.
This round of push is to pluck away all the outer tier towers, and then once it's done, they might look for that Shadow Overlord here. Maybe KAGENDRA, not wanting to fight the 10th minute fight, is to stall more time for Zan, for Senko, to skill into that late game marker here. But take a look at Luke here, getting pinned down by the Diadea. Very low in that health bar here, opens up the map on towards the top side for CC to drop those signaling shots on that turret. Already half health here, but with that rotation, mid is open, everywhere else is open. Tyrant is about to be done for Dominator. They will recollect this jungle resource and look for Overlord.
The Overlord is going to be the next target. 5 seconds over there. That's going to slow them down a tiny little bit. But Facer does not have vision on what's going on. It is going to be an easy DMT Shadow Overlord.
Yeah, there's no contention coming in from the side of KAGENDRA here. They're not that behind in terms of gold, but they're just giving away these shadow objectives like it's free bees going over to the side of Dominator.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, man. Like, it's just, it feels right now a tiny bit like KAGENDRA does not have a possible answer to this more than just praying just for the time just to keep passing and just keep building on Zan. If Zan is to fall in one of these battles to protect high ground, that's gonna be it for KAGENDRA.
Has destroyed a tower.
Talking about this, top side tier 3 already fallen for the side of KAGENDRA here.
Yeah.
With the superior overlord marching down the bottom side here. This might happen the same for this bottom tier 3. Winter is here, dropping onto zone away the members here. Where is the retaliation? There's no real play coming from KAGENDRA. This is such a slow bleed coming in from the Elmanu.
One more Vanguard is gonna come in and put pressure over there on the mid lane. Look at that, the Musashi coming in from behind. He's going to find the channel. The channel is going to fall. The mirror domain is going to be proc. The target is gonna be the Crystal. The Crystal is gonna fall. Dominator Esports is going to take the 3rd game and their first victory in this KSI4.
Very well done coming in from the Dominator Esports here. Once again, in the international stage, they pulled the first victory against an IKL team for the Indonesia IKL regions here. Props to them. And look at TNX. He's just standing there. He's just aura farming, pointing it at the Dominator Esports logo, showing absolute dominance against KAGENDRA.
I love that. He's still on business. He came